Hello, it's Jeannie. There's cat fur flying around. I can see it in the lights. Sputnik and Leo and Apollo and Margot are all downstairs. They will not be joining us, but their fur may be. Anyway, hello. Welcome to my channel. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you're doing well. Part of me wants to just start over and clean everything up, but I'm just going to keep going because the cat hair just doesn't stop. Anyway, I have got an amazing magazine that I have not looked through. I quickly flipped through it like this. And what I saw made me want to barf. And I'll show you. It's 1966, Women's Day. 1966, August. So, you know, the food photography just wasn't very good. And I look at it and I just think, who in their right mind printed this out and said, that looks delicious, let's put it in a national magazine? I don't know. I'm going to show you, though. We'll go through it. But let me just show you the first thing I saw. I am serious. It is so bad. But this is an ASMR video, not one of me gagging and retching and snickering and judging the decade. So I won't. Anyway, I hope you are all doing well. I am doing well. When you see this video on your Friday, I will be at the doctor for my fingers, my arthritis. Many of you gave me some really interesting tips for arthritis, and I'm seriously looking at some of those. So thank you for your input on that. Yeah. Another thing is, I just hit, the channel just hit, because it's not me, I'm just one, just hit 170,000 the day before you're watching this on Thursday. Yeah, you're watching this on Friday, maybe. So I love catching it on the even, the 0000. Because often when I look at a milestone number, it's, 165,002 or, something like that. So it's wonderful to catch it right on the zeros. So thank you. Thank you all for the 170,000 subs. I appreciate it. And I'm looking at 175. That's my next goal. And then 200. Bam. Why not? Then 250. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought this channel would do that. And so I'm a little stunned. I really am. So there you go. And that's why I've told mostly women, but a couple of guys who have contacted me about starting YouTube channels, just do it. What have you got to lose? And I almost wonder, should I do another video on starting up a channel? I've done one before. Not a lot has changed, so let me know. But if you're wanting to step out there and do something and try something and get into social media Why not? If an old lady can do it, so can you. So, and thank you for those of you who are following Cozy Grandma Mary. Mary is just so lovely, and she is someone that I told a long time ago, just start, just do it. Jump in, the water's warm. And she had some real mix-ups and problems with her first channel, so she had to start all over. And so she's trying to hit the first YouTube metrics of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours. And you all are making it happen for her, and I love that. I love sharing, and trying to help others. I was a small YouTuber once, and I didn't really reach out to anybody. No one knew I was doing it. No one in my family, except my husband, none of my friends, just my grandson and my husband. That was it. And so I was too insecure, and I was too insecure to kind of tell people until I had done something or failed. So, and I did something with it. Here we are. Bam. Girl power. Old lady power. So, you're never too old to start. So, when I saw this Women's Day magazine, it just, I've told you this before, the 60s and 70s are my two favorite decades because I was young, carefree, happy, safe. I had a wonderful childhood and loving parents and a loving family, normal, just like a normal family, I think. And so I look back at some of these simpler times, and I think that's what resonates with me. So, yeah. Some of you think of that era in the 90s. I know I have a lot of followers who were born in the 90s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. And that's your carefree time. So, anyway, this is mine. I was a little kid. So we're going to go ahead and look through this, and I'll show you some of the grossest food pictures that were normal for the mid-60s. And yeah, we're just going to take a blast to the past again. So, cute little baby. And do you know what I love is we're kind of in baby mode with one of our daughters who just had a baby in May, and my next daughter is due in August. We hope. We think it'll make it to August. So we're just in baby mode. Anyway, so let's talk about 1966. What was going on in 1966? Okay, so it just always seems there's something about war, but we're not going to really talk too much about that. But the Vietnam War was escalating. Let's see. The space race. NASA is in full swing preparing for heading to the moon. The Gemini program was proving that astronauts could rendezvous and dock spacecraft. Let's see. The Civil Rights Movement. The Voting Rights Act had been passed the previous year. Housing discrimination and racial unrest remained major issues. Let's see. The economy was generally strong, and the average new home was about $14,000. I think my mom and dad's first house was $12,000, and that was about 5 years before this. The average new car was around $2,700. Gas was roughly 32 cents a gallon, and a first class postage stamp was 5 cents. Okay, some of the biggest hits in music were the Beatles' Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby. Eleanor Rigby. Da, 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 da. Okay, the Supremes' You Can't Hurry Love. Oh, the Lovin' Spoonful. I loved the Lovin' Spoonful. Summer in the City. You know, hot damn, summer in the city. Back of my neck getting dirty and gritty. Beach Boys were very popular. The Rolling Stones. Okay, movies. People were going to the theaters to see Fantastic Voyage. The Russians Are Coming, The Russians Are Coming, which was actually filmed in Mendocino or Fort Bragg, I can't remember, right up there, the Noyo Harbor area. We used to camp up there, and my dad went abalone diving. We went all season long. And then Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? On TV, Batman was in its first season. Star Trek was about to premiere in September, the next month. The Andy Griffith Show, Bonanza, and the Beverly Hillbillies. Okay, now fashion. Women are embracing mini skirts, shift dresses, bright geometric patterns, go-go boots. Oh, I wanted a pair of go-go boots so badly. White go-go boots. I got some boots, and they were a vinyl pair of beige, flat, kind of like loose calfed. They weren't what I wanted, but I never told my parents. I never told them that's not what I wanted. I wore them, and I became happy with them, you know. I wanted the kind that were like kind of elastic and would cling to your calf with more of a heel, and I wanted them white. And I got nothing like that. But that's okay. And then bouffant hairdos. Men wore slim cut suits, narrow ties, and Ivy League and kind of mod fashions. Let's see, most homes had a rotary phone, black and white TVs, although color is starting to come out. At this point in time, we had a black and white TV, manual typewriters, record players with LPs. Now, for a while, we had a great big console TV and stereo and record player. And it took a while to warm up to be able to play the TV, to run the TV. Let's see. No microwaves. No, nobody had microwaves in '66 that I knew. I think they existed, but they were way off. Okay, so aviation. Commercial aviation was entering the jet age. Boeing 707s and 727s were starting to dominate airline routes. Jumbo jets like the 747 were still a few years away. So, yeah, there you have it. 1966. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Cute little baby. Let me get my glasses back on, actually. So this was 10 cents. Oh, and the spine is in kind of poor shape. All right, so we have feminine products. This is Women's Day, so it's going to have things like that. Deodorant, Mum deodorant. Okay, I'm going to kind of hold it. Okay, a contest. Grand prize is $10,000, so that's pretty awesome. Can you see this okay? Brillo pads, we still have those. The Bell telephone system, and there she is with her dial phone. We had a desk phone for the longest time, and then we got the wall phone. We had a, and it was yellow, kind of a pale yellow, and it was still a dial. When we got our first push button, oh man, that was the coolest. Pushing those buttons. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, I'm not gonna gag. I'm not gonna gag. I am sorry if you're trying to relax. I'll try and keep this. Sliced salmon salad loaf. And then it has a Wrigley gum thing, which I think you would need after this. Now, everything in here is fine, but it looks like a maggot loaf. I am sorry if your eyes are closed and you are trying to rest, but it looks like a mold full of maggots. Tell me if I'm wrong. In what world did that look good? Okay, what goes on here? Oh, at last, a drive-in theater. We went to drive-in theaters. It was a very exciting way to go out and have fun, but we had to have our baths. We had to be in our jammies, and we would just sit. We had the speaker that would come in the car, and it was like a tin can, but it was exciting. And then during the intermission, you can go play on the swing sets, and that was fun. And my mom and dad would get popcorn and candy and soda, and we didn't normally have that, so it was just a fantastic way. I have the fondest memories. It was a great way to entertain the family. Okay, let's get this off of there. Okay, let's see. The Open Door, a story. Cigarettes, because women smoking is a thing. And they're trying to tell you which cigarette is best, of course. To add fresh taste to California cantaloupe, add lemon. I've never heard that. I'm gonna try that. And here's something else. I see this cantaloupe. I'd say the last half dozen cantaloupes we've bought at the grocery store have been bland and almost flavorless. They were ripe. I think they get picked while they're green and then left to ripen somewhere. But I miss a delicious tasting cantaloupe, like a real cantaloupe. Same thing with watermelon. We bought a West Texas watermelon thinking they're supposed to be the best. It wasn't. It was bland and mealy and ugh. Okay. Swift Premium sausage. A toilet paper ad. And this is when toilet papers used to be colored. They had pink, yellow, blue, green. Oh God, look at this Chef Boyardee. Look at this. Look at this watery sauce over the noodles. And it was all in a box. So you just took everything out and... Okay. Makeup. Maybelline makeup. It's funny. I've had this on my desk. Many of you have seen this video. It was going through some old Avon things. And when I open this is metal. And smell, oh, smell it. It reminded me of my mother, and it just moved me so much that I kind of broke down and cried in that video, and I didn't cut it out. And so many of you were so kind about that. You had such loving words, and I just wanted you to see that, like, not that my life isn't perfect, but it's like I have painful things too. Many of us do. My mom is alive, but her dementia is, progressing. It's kind of a one-way street with that. And I was just remembering the times when she was in charge, when, she was just bigger than life for me. And she was always a quiet, very meek, not meek, that's not the right word, but meek, quiet, polite, reserved, but witty and fun, and she had a great sense of humor. Yeah, the smell reminds me of her powdering her nose. So I keep this on my desk, and before I start recording, I put some, so I'm not shiny. So, there you go. But I think this is Avon. Yeah, it's Avon. Okay, the flowered teapot, another story. So there are still good stories. Remember we were looking at the late 1800s and the early 1900s, and they're mostly stories. The Shorn Lamb, another one. Too Tall, another story. Young Music. Okay, a color-planned wardrobe to please your little girl. Oh, look at these skates. I had skates like these. These are roller skates, and they're just metal, and they strapped on to your shoes. So I remember when I finally got my first pair of white boot type roller skates. Oh, at first they were metal rollers, wheels, and then it was, I don't know, I'm guessing maybe in the early 70s when I had the rubber wheels, or the plasticky type wheels. That was, I had arrived. Okay, these are very common dresses that we wore. Okay, more food. Carefree cooking. Okay, this isn't barfy. This is fine. Like a meatloaf, lamb loaf it is. Look at this. Lobster. It's a lobster tail and rice salad. That would be expensive today. Maybe lobster was cheaper then. I don't know. Let's see, what is this? Chicken and stuffed beef rolls. Okay, normal. And then desserts, blueberries. These all look great. Blueberry pancakes, muffins, a pie, a blueberry orange bread, a blueberry peach meringue pie. That looks good. And then 31 menus for the month of August. That's cool. I like that. Okay. What is this all about? Let's see. Water, use it everywhere. Cleanliness itself is cooling. Okay. Huh. Oh, I see. So drink water. It's just tips on how to keep cool and look cool. Get your sleep. Don't use heavy perfumes. Keep a good diet. Okay. Provincetown, Massachusetts, P-Town. I love Provincetown. It's on the Cape, and if you ever get a chance to go to P-Town, go. It's a wonderful, wonderful town. Get some clam chowder. Okay, so that's all about Provincetown. Okay, the Dictionary of Furniture. Okay, so it's kind of showing you what's what, like a secretary, a Queen Anne side chair, an American Queen Anne lowboy, a Chippendale secretary. I see, so they're just going through all the different kinds of furniture. Ours was hand-me-down or bought secondhand growing up. Yeah, all kinds of Louis the 15th, Regents, Louis the 14th, Louis the 16th. Wow. Louis. Pilgrim, William and Mary, Queen Anne and Chippendale. I always loved big grandfather clocks. I've never had one. We don't have a lot of wall space in this house, so I'm not sure. There are a couple places we could get one, but I've never had one, ever, in my life. Have you? Let me know in the comments. Victorian and Empire, and then country styles, New England, Pennsylvania German. Oh God, help me. 3 super salads. We have some more barfalicious pictures of food. Here's that one I showed you. It's a creamy tuna salad. So it's got unflavored gelatin, Campbell's cream of celery soup, cream cheese, tuna, carrots, celery, parsley, lemon juice. Okay, there's nothing in there that is bad. It probably tastes just fine, but I think I'd have to be near death to be eating this. Okay, the ham and macaroni salad looks normal. The shrimp lamaze looks okay. But that one, that is just something else. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Okay, marshmallows for roasting over a campfire. My husband loves roasted marshmallows. Zane loves them. I really don't. One and done. If we ever do that, and we used to have an outdoor, we called it our Stonehenge ring, where we had an outdoor big pit, a fire pit, and if we had guests staying with us, we would sit out under the stars and roast marshmallows and have the chocolate and the graham crackers and make s'mores. And like I said, for me, I'm one and done. Okay, chicken. Looks okay. It's okay. All right, hamburgers, grilled burgers, a cake. All right, that looks just fine. Okay, this is so-so. This, that La Choy Chinese food, that you could buy. It was nothing like real Chinese food, but we didn't know that. You know, for me, growing up, we didn't go out to dinner, and we didn't have lots of ethnic restaurants. We did not. So these LaChoy things I thought, oh, that's Chinese food. I don't like Chinese food because I thought that's what it was. If we went out, we would go to the local Dairy Queen and I would get a grilled cheese sandwich and a strawberry milkshake. I loved strawberry milkshakes. I still do. And my mom would get like a hamburger, and my brother would get a cheeseburger. And those were typically nights my dad was not home for some reason. Maybe he was hunting or out of town for some reason. And my mom would treat us to Dairy Queen. But other than that, I'm trying to think if I remember any restaurants we went to growing up in the 60s. And I can't think of any. In the 70s, I think we went to Denny's and a few others, There was a place in downtown San Jose called Original Joe's. And it was down on 1st Street. And if you're from the Bay Area, San Jose, on 1st Street, you'll know Original Joe's, OJ's. And a few times my parents took us there. That was their big going out place, you know, if they're celebrating something. They only took us kids, and that was in the 70s, not in the 60s. Okay, chili con carne, that's okay. Parakeet food, they're advertising parakeet food. Oh, here comes a mower. Of course, there comes a mower. It's all day. No mowers until I sit in here. Okay, a story. Puss in Boots cat food. Aww. If you're new to my channel, I am the lawn people whisperer. They come, they find me, they know when I'm filming. Okay, about people, just little articles. Heinz baby food, deodorant, okay. And then we start getting into the ads like any magazine. Let's see, Red Heart dog food. That is the most lackluster label design. Okay. Just little things. Yeah, the end of the stories and some a few ads. Oh, savings bonds. I do remember that. People used to really save money using savings bonds. I don't think people do that anymore. Okay, what is this? Toothpaste. I don't remember this name, Colinos. And then Treat Ooh, pork and ham meat with natural juices. It's kind of like a Spam. Now, and then on the back, Salem menthol cigarettes. Anyway, well, what did you think? Yeah, my dad, for some reason, did like Spam, and it came in a can, and it had a key, and you used a key to open it. And so did a can of ham. If you bought a can of ham, it had a key, and you had to twist it around and around and around, and you hope you would hope it didn't unravel, because then you couldn't pull it anymore. You had to get some pliers and pull the thing off. It was a hassle. So, but my dad did like the Spam, and my mom would fry it for him and give him toast and eggs and some Spam. I remember having it, but I don't remember being crazy for it. I remember thinking it was really salty. And I don't think I've had any since the 60s. So, and I know it's popular in some places like Hawaii or maybe the Philippines, some of the Pacific nations, like Spam. And maybe there are things you can do to it that make it taste good. I don't know. Anyway, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it, going back to 1966. And I'm going to wrap this up before they get really loud with all the blowers and everything like that. I wish we had 2 days where lawn crews could work, and that was it. And I could plan around them. It's all about me. In the comments, I've often wondered this, just if you're answering things, great questions that I asked you. If not, you can also add this to it, or just tell me, where are you from? Just tell me your city and state, or city and country. I love looking down and seeing things like that, like Barcelona, Spain, or Athens, Greece, or, Milwaukee, or New York, or wherever. I love seeing where y'all are from. Okay? All right, my friends, I'm going to run, and I am hoping you all have so much peace that my barfy photos didn't wake you up too much. And I wish you so much wellness. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Goodbye for now.